Good morning. This is Sharon Wright again. The focus of this video is going to be on registration and registration as it applies to the emergency department and the records that are created by the triage nurse. And if you've listened to the video about triage, you know that I stressed in that video that when you enter the patient's name in, it must be very precise. You have to type it in carefully and correctly. The other thing that is key and must be exact is the date of birth. Please make sure you enter that in correctly also. If you notice on this patient, there is no account number. And the normal process is when the triage nurse is completed with the patient will go to registration, and registration will do the registration for the patient. So I'm going to go on pause right now to finish up. I did a little bit of work ahead of time to get a registration patient almost done. So I'm going to go on pause right now and finish that registration. And hopefully what we're going to see is the account number flow into this record for this particular test patient. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We'll see how this works. I need to splice this one into the previous recording. But please notice the patient that I illustrated that did not have an account number now has an account number. I did not enter that into Wellsoft. That actually flowed in directly from the registration. So things worked like they were supposed to work. In the next phase I'm going to show you, and again I have to go on pause to do this, is where they don't merge, where that account number doesn't automatically flow in to that patient. So I'm going to pause this while I build that in the background, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. This is the test patient that I created in the triage process. The name is test, comma, no dash merge, and the date of birth is 2/12/1970. But notice test, no merge doesn't have an account number. Registration has done their thing. Why doesn't the patient have an account number? Well, if we come down here, down at the bottom, lo and behold, here's another test no merge. Notice the difference between test no merge and the triage created one. There is no dash between the no and the merge on the registration record. And we can tell it's the registration record by the account number. So what I'm going to show you now is a critical step. I'm going to stress that when we go through this, once you've done a manual merge, and that's what this is called, there will be no undo. So first suggestion is to look at the rooms for test no merge, the record created by triage, and test no merge, the record that came in through registration. My suggestion is put them both in the same room so they're close to one another. And I'm just going to hit enter on here and go up to the top where the dots are. It's kind of hard to see, but trust me, they're there. And now my two no merge records are together. One of the hardest concepts for folks to grasp is which record do I choose first? And for the most part, it will always be the registration record. The registration record will be the primary record you're going to choose. And I tell folks the second record you choose should be the clinically significant record. What happens in a merge, depending on the character of the field that is being merged, things will either get overwritten or they'll accumulate. So the patient name is an example of a record of a field where it is not accumulated. And for the purposes of registration, we're going to assume that this name is correct. Typically, the registration is the gold standard for patient demographic. Notice that this patient also has an account number. That is not an accumulating field. This patient does not. Same thing about account or medical record number over there. Same thing about account number. It is not an accumulating field and will take precedent. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight my record that came from registration. And up at the top of your keyboard is an F7 key. You're going to press that, which I'm doing. It says, first record you're selected, test no merge. To continue, press F7 again. The message tells you what to do. So I'm going to press F7 again. And now I'm going to go to the secondary record that I want to merge, and I'm going to press F7 again. That's fine. Oh, okay, we need a medical record number. Well, the way to handle that is spacebar, copy, as long as we're sure, and paste. And there we go. So we go back to this again. Oh, no, wait, my cursor jumped. Sorry about that, folks. So F7, it's the first record. To continue, press F7 again, and then select the second record and press F7. So I'm pressing F7, and I'm going to my second record, pressing F7. It says, are you really sure you want to merge? Remember what I said, there's no undo. Click yes, and voila, we have one record. Notice we now have a chief complaint for this patient, where in the triage created, in the registration created record, we did not. Let's take a look at some of the other information on this patient. Sorry, my cuckoo clock announced the time. It is noon here. Notice that it copied over information. It copied over the LMP. It copied over the pregnancy status. And that was automated by virtue of the fact that the patient was male. So we're done with the merge. Again, now if I come here to my find button and I look for another no merge patient, there is no other no merge. Again, there is no undo. If you say, oops, I didn't mean to do that, what you'll have to do is recreate manually each one of those records. Even we, with our super duper WellSoft password and login, have no way of undoing an incorrect merge. It's as if the original two records never existed, and this is a completely new record. So that's the registration, where it matches the name of the patient that was triaged, and a registration where it does not match. And that's why I stressed it's very, very critical you make sure that when you enter that name in for the patient during the triage process or whatever you're doing to get that patient manually into WellSoft, that you're very precise about the name and the date of birth. It's scary, but you'll get it. You'll get it. We have a lot of places that have done manual merges. So have a good day, folks, and one more video coming.